Hey, if you're having shouting matches with your parents or making impulsive decisions that are leading you to a life that you don't want, or if you're struggling to get over your addiction like porn, alcohol, weed, or even your phone, then you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to teach you how to develop patience and learn about what patience is. So let's get on with it. Welcome back to Reboot Your Life with me, Nagadesh. Let's define what patience is and what patience isn't. Patience is not waiting. Patience is the act of having a good attitude while you are waiting. The definition of patience in the dictionary is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without anger or upset. And so I'm going to tell you guys the things that are constantly causing you from being patient, thinking about other things while doing the task at hand. So right now, if you're doing the task like taking out the trash or cleaning up the dishes, what are you doing? You're probably thinking about what you want to do instead, like watching a movie or hanging out with your friends. You're probably thinking about what you're missing out on. And when you're thinking about what you're missing out on, you have the fear of missing out. A lot of the reasons why people are not patient people are because they are constantly thinking about what's next, or I'm missing out on something. They're ruled by fear. And we don't want to be people who are ruled by fear. We want to be ruled by love because that's what we want in our lives. We want more love. We want more happiness. We want more of these things. So we have to start acting like it, putting patience at the forefront of our lives. So how do we develop patience? So here's number one. The number one thing that you need to do to develop patience in your life is to recognize your emotions. Recognize when you are upset. Recognize when you get angry. Recognize when you get triggered. Maybe someone calls you out on your clothes. Maybe someone calls you out on your hair, something that you're insecure about. Well, they're going to call you out, and what happens? You're just going to get angry. You're just going to get upset. So when that happens, recognize that emotion. Recognize that emotion because you're sometimes on autopilot and you don't recognize it. That's the first thing. Recognize your emotion. Next thing is going to be taking a step back. Literally take a step back and understand, like, hey, what's going on right now? And this is difficult because you are going from an emotional state to a logical state. But when you take the time to step back and understand, like, hey, I am getting angry because this person called me out on my hair. Because this person called me out on my shirt, I'm getting upset. When you start realizing when you get upset, you can start choosing when to get upset. Because there are so many times that we are just on autopilot, that we just get emotional for no reason, and then after the fighting is over, you're just like, why did I say that? And that's exactly what we want to fix. We want to understand when we get upset so that we can control it the next time someone triggers us. So take a step back and understand what your emotions are and ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why am I upset right now? What in this situation is causing me such great pain? Right? Or whatever is making me so emotional, ask that question. The next thing that you want to do is try this modeling exercise. What is modeling? Modeling means learning by copying someone else's behaviors. And little kids do this when they're trying to learn how to pick up a spoon or use a fork. They've done this at a young age, copying, mimicking other people. So I want you to do the same thing when it comes to mimicking patience. There's a psychological trick. Whenever you smile for 30 seconds, your brain will start becoming more happier. Your entire life, you'll start feeling more happy. Why is that? Because your brain recognizes that when you smile, that means that he has to be happy. And so your brain will start giving you that kind of result. Because you're smiling, your brain will automatically give you that happiness. This is what I usually do whenever I needed patience. All I did was pretty much, you see this? My eyes were kind of dull, right? Dull eyes, and my lips were kind of pursed like, okay, it's fine, it's whatever. And the more you keep practicing that, the more you're going to build that muscle of patience. So the more you just kind of, in conversations that you really don't care about, you're going to start having more control over your emotions. Try it and see it because it's going to help you a lot maintain your emotions. You're copying someone else's behavior to get the results that you want. So in this case, you want to be more patient. So you want to copy people who have patience to begin with. So if you have like a role model in your life who is an extremely patient person, copy their facial expressions. Copy what they do so that you can get the results that they have. Right now, when you are letting your emotions rule your life, it's like you walking in the house and you see a small fire, but you don't actually see it. You just kind of ignore it and you walk away. And slowly that fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and starts burning down the entire house. But if you go in there and you see that fire and you recognize that that's a fire, you can run, get a fire extinguisher, and extinguish the flame. So that's what you can do in order to develop patience. First, recognize. Second, take a step back. Third, ask yourself why. And fourth, try this modeling exercise. And then the last thing to always remember is that some people just want to fight. People just want to yell. People just want to cry. And you don't have to be a part of that. Let me explain. If you're getting in a conversation with someone and they're just yelling about politics, they're just yelling about religion, and sometimes you want to have a debate with them, right? You want to have a debate, like an intellectual debate, but rather they just want to yell at their points. If that's what they're doing, dude, you're not really debating. They're just wanting to prove that they're right. So just let them. Just let it go. Just let them do their thing. And ultimately, it's a waste of your time. So I hope this video helps you guys. Keep liking, keep subscribing, and make sure you keep practicing your patience, because patience, well, it's a muscle.